It's a pleasure to meet you. It's my first time meeting you after you've been promoted as a president of FIM. We are on the edge of a new times regarding motorcycling. The electric era is coming really fast way. What's your opinion? How do you see the motorcycling in the upcoming years?
First, thank you for this opportunity. We are in what I call the energetic transition in full. We are going to start with the Moto Air race in Sachsenring in August, because as you know, in Jerez there was a small problem, all the bikes burned. But I think, to answer your question, it's inevitable. We have to go for a new form of sustainable engines. And for the time being, this is the electric with batteries. Can be the fuel cells, we don't know the future. This transition will go, in my opinion, faster than we think. But obviously, the last word is from the manufacturers. They must have their motorcycles ready for race.
Yeah, I mean, of course, the sport is one part of the business, which is a small percentage. But on the other side, we have the manufacturers, big manufacturers that have to change the way of thinking. Do you believe that electric is really the way to go, or?
I mean, for the time being, we have only one Mother Earth, and all the efforts, maybe, I hope they are enough to preserve the world where we live. This is the most important thing, is our lives. You have a lot of emissions from other sources, from cooling and heating, from transports, and from the electricity production. These are the three main areas where you have emissions. We have to do our part in this world effort. And our part is this energetic transition in engines. For the time being, it's electric. I don't know if in the future they will find the engineers another way for the mobility. And we are talking not sport, we are talking about mobility. The electric bikes in the small motorcycles, they exist for millions, especially in China, in Asia, and also in Europe. We are going for this, for the small electric scooters. This exists already. They are improving every day. So this is a solution, a possible solution. But maybe we have to investigate if there are other ways to have nice engines.
Let's move to the closer to my heart subject, which is motorcycling sports. We have two big events. One is MotoGP and one is World Superbikes that are organized by the same promoter, Dorna. You've been asked this question a million times. Do you think it's the way to go, to move with Dorna, which is doing a great job? I'm not saying that Carmelo is doing something wrong, but do you think that's your plan also to proceed with this idea?
I could say, no, this is not the right way. I could say I have a plan. I cannot say yet. I will say that there are historical reasons why Dorna has taken over superbikes.
Of course.
This is not the solution. And what I can tell you in this moment is that we in the FIM, and me particularly, we are working to change that. And you'll have news soon, but I am very sensitive to this question because, and also Dorna, I can tell you, is not completely happy with this solution. Superbike cannot be a second division of MotoGP.
Of course.
And this is not the way.
And it wasn't before.
And before, what happened is that when Superbike was not with Dorna, they were trying to approach the kind of motorcycles that MotoGP was racing, and this was not good. I only remember you that Superbike was born in 1988 in the United States by a gentleman called Steve McLaughlin, and the idea was to race with production bikes.
Exactly.
And this has been perverted by reasons, by everybody has a history to tell. But the fact is, this was born like that, and this was good. This would never make a rivalry with the MotoGP. MotoGP is prototypes. So in the other way, you must have normal bikes. When a consumer of motorcycles, a biker, wants to buy a motorcycle, they like to see how it goes, if it is reliable, if it is fast. So the best motorcycle shop are the races.
Exactly.
This is where
Win on
the
Sunday,
showroom. The
sell on
showroom are
Monday.
the races. So let's put the bike you can buy in the racing, okay?
The pinnacle still, I mean, is MotoGP. And of course, we're going to have the Moto E, as you mentioned. There were some problems before the season, I mean, during the test.
They burned.
Huge problems. Do you feel that MotoGP way of development is going to be electric?
I mean, there's no other way. If the engines become electric, we cannot have a development of engines without being electric. I mean, this is obvious. Whether we like it or not. The prototypes in MotoGP, they are the most advanced technology that will be used in our daily bikes. This is their major function, is to show the way to the industry. So if you stop having thermal engines in the daily, day by day, how can you race with these kind of engines in MotoGP? It's not possible. So everybody likes what we have, the noise, everything, but maybe there are solutions to keep this so attractive as it is. This is the top, I would say, even motorsports. It's much better than Formula One, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is. You know.
This is the best sport in the world, so we have to keep it like this.
Okay. So Moto E, this is the new child of FIM and of also a person who was responsible for Michelin tires, Monsieur Goubert. Moto E, it's the first season. It's the first step into this unknown world that is known to cars with Formula E, which in the beginning was kind of shaky. What do you expect of
no, and
this?
we are all in the expectation to see. We have, let's say, 3 years to really to understand if this works, because in this moment we depend a lot on the technology from the batteries, because they are heavy, they have a small autonomy, but they are moving very fast. Every year we have much more autonomy and less weight and less cost, and so we are experimenting. This year is the first, as you said. We have not very high expectations, but we are not pessimists either. So I spoke a lot with Dorna about this, and we are in the same boat. Let's start, let's see. There is one thing that is important. We are starting with public. We are starting having the Grand Prix public there. We are not doing separately.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it's not like Formula One and Formula E,
exactly.
which is...
No. We are doing with the same. This is a new class that will race together with the normal classes, and you can call this a transition period. But we are all, and your opinion is important also. We want to hear the media opinion, the public opinion, and then we'll see. But there is room for adaptations, for changes, for sure.
Do you think that sports like those hardcore sports, motocross, supercross, and even Speedway are going to go the way, electric way?
Sure, no doubt. No doubt. There's no way. When I told you, the most important thing is our survival. We all have to make a big effort to stop the emissions, because the Earth is heating, and we are having storms that were not expected. And I'm not going here to defend this, but this is obvious. It's scientifically proved. So we have to do our share. And the thermal engines, as we know them, will disappear. Even unless you find a way that there is zero emissions. We cannot just how do you say, to be easy on this problem. We have to attack this problem from its roots.
We see throughout last few years, that national championships are going down. German championship, which was really very tough. IDM is already gone. British championship is getting smaller and smaller with only 18 riders in the world in the superbikes. France, it's working. The only country that is working is Spain, with the huge help of the European Championship Moto 2 and Junior World Championship, which is Moto 3. Do you have any idea how to help local federations to go on with finding talent? Because right now the only way to go to MotoGP or World Superbikes is either go to Spain or to Italy.
And there is another one, is the Red Bull Rookies Cup.
Of course.
Yes, Red Bull. So we have, in this moment, you are right, there is 3 routes to arrive to MotoGP. Is the FIM, I mean, let me explain you. The SEV Repsol was the former Spanish championship that became international. Exactly. And it's a big event that inside we have the Junior FIM World Championship, that is Moto 3, ours, yeah. Moto 3. And then we have 2 or 3 classes of European Championship, exactly. And there is some grassroots, like the Cuna de Campeones, that is held by the Spanish Federation. So there's a mixed, but this is a program that works, and I tell you there is more than 20 nationalities in these championships. And this works. Then you have the Red Bull Rookies Cup, which is another very interesting formula, and this works very well. Then you have the Italian Championship, where we have also some champions. Dorna, together with FIM, we are trying to develop in Asia. You have the Asia Talents Cup. We have the British
Talent Cup.
British Talents Cup. So Dorna, together with the FIM, but also with the national federations, we are trying to install some very high-level championships to get the young riders to arrive to the MotoGP. It's not perfect, but I tell you, Dorna is investing a lot, and also the FIM, to improve those championships. Germany has to come back to a strong championship for sure.
Maybe as a European, a Central European.
Yeah. And maybe we try to create something in that area.
Because there is Alpe Adria Cup, which is.
But you will have more than this. You will have good news this year about starting still at a younger level, because we are also working with Dorna in a system that will allow the national federations to promote young riders. But wait, because this will be presented hopefully in the Catalonia Grand Prix.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Pleasure to meet you, and hope to see you in Brno during the MotoGP.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.